You know, here's the thing that I think is pretty fascinating. Um, and I'm going to go back to what I said before with the boxing analogy with what we call the call out. And let me give you, some PR 101 that we always talk about is you control the narrative. Biden coming out, and now we had heard there were some reports that the Biden and Trump teams had already been starting to negotiate um, about the debates. Biden coming out, planting his flag out there and saying, hey, I want the debate and these are my terms. I would like to think if the shoe was on the other foot, Biden team would not have reacted and responded within 4 hours of the thing because Trump is agreeing to no audience, and he needs an audience. He needs to play to that. He's Biden was very strict about what platforms, what channels could carry it. Um, I even think they went so far as to say that, like, if someone goes over their time, they're cutting off the mics. I've got to see that. I've heard that. I've not read that yet, but they Trump is walking to a debate on Biden's terms, and Biden's terms are laid out to disadvantage Trump. That's the first thing. Secondly, let's not ignore what we've been seeing with the Trump rallies. As much hay has been made, you know, about Biden being old and, Sleepy Joe, Dementia Joe. Joe's biggest communication problem is that he's an 80-something-year-old man with a stuttering problem. And I'm assuming that the stuttering problem he had his whole life becomes a lot harder to control and manage as you get
Although
older,
he's not
right?
87.
Yeah, I said 80 something, not 87. I said
Oh,
80
sorry.
something. Uh, but he's an 80 something man because I wasn't sure if it's 80 or 81 or 82. But that being said, um, the one thing is Biden is got a very good command of things. People who meet with Biden, who talk to Biden, say, he may have a little goof up here, goof up there, but he knows what's going on. There's some serious concern that Trump is literally got. He is becoming dementia Don, and I think that uh, the this will be. Would you agree? Without the audience, with the kind of forum that they've set up, this is a potential for a more substantive debate. A substantive debate, which I believe Biden controls. If it's a substantive debate, Trump's weaknesses overall, just on policy, even if Trump was a fully there, Trump does not have the policy depth that Biden does. In addition to that, Trump does not have, with the belief that Trump, like I say, how many times has he? Some people have called it aphasia. Aphasia is where you don't have control of what comes out of your mouth. How many times has he shown what people believe to be flashes of aphasia during reading off of a teleprompter, right? So I think that these debates could really expose Trump. I'm a little anxious as I've always said, Trump's legal problems are not a political strategy, but they're something to exploit. There's a very good chance that Donald Trump comes into this debate with already one felony conviction on his record, right? The other thing that I think is you saw on Friday, Trump went ahead up in Minnesota and said that he wants a drug test from Biden. I don't know what he's trying to imply, and there's other people saying that Biden's on drugs. First of all, uh, there is no drug that you can take that would make you better at a debate. There's no, if he's on any kind of drugs, because remember they were saying, and many Republicans and one Republican who is a doctor this week came out and said, my medical opinion, he's on something. If Biden was on something, and that was in response to the State of the Union, there's no such thing as for debates a performance enhancing drug, right? So, but Trump is demanding a drug test, which I do not think Biden should ever agree to. But Trump is, I think, introducing a drug test as one exit ramp. Last thing before I toss it back to you is: have you noticed that after they went ahead and they locked in the two debates, and they even locked in a VP debate, now Trump is throwing other debates at Biden, and Biden's not taking it. And I want this, I want that, I want this, and Biden is not responding. Again, Trump is responding to Biden. Biden is not responding to Trump. So far, again, we won't know until June 27th, but so far I'm giving the advantage to Team Biden.
Yeah, I mean, you touched upon a lot of things. I think the drug test is silly. I think a lot of people thought that. I know what you're saying about making you better in the debate. I think they were more saying that he was on uppers to give him a little bit of energy to boost him for the State of the Union. Obviously, that's a conspiracy theory. I don't necessarily think anybody thinks that other than the right wing. It's also, like you alluded to on Twitter, it might be his way of weasel a lot of things. Hey, I think Biden's on drugs. We should cancel the debates unless he takes a drug test. It puts a blame on Biden, which I don't think the country will believe, and the country won't necessarily think that's Biden's fault. Um, as far as Trump taking other debates, I think he was trying to. I think he got played. I think he didn't see this move coming, at least this early from Biden, and it made him look weak to accept the debates. So then he's just flipped it on um, Biden and said, "Well, I took one from Fox News and Telemundo, and this place, and this place, and this place." So it makes it look like Biden's not agreeing to debates. But the fact is, the GOP pulled out of the third debate in 2020. The GOP pulled out of the debate committee's rules and regulations. Trump agreed to two debates versus Biden. It's reasonable. It's the same thing that happened in 2020. We don't need six debates. And the vice president, don't forget the VP debate as well, which Biden has, or Trump has to choose his person, but I trust Kamala Harris to take care of that as well. So again, it's just him flipping it in the narrative because he lost the narrative a little bit. As far as the actual debates, yes, I do agree with you that if there's no crowd, if there's actual moderator or a set of moderators that is able to combat some of Trump's games, is beneficial for Biden. I don't see I don't see anybody on CNN doing that, John. I don't think anybody's going to cut him off. They love when he talks. They love when he says crazy things. And I think they'll interject and they'll say stuff, but ultimately I don't think that they're going to um, stop him from doing what he does best. Now, does Trump show up? Is the question people are saying. I think they think he'll weasel a lot of it, or find a way to do it. But I'm going to push back on that. I think he needs these debates. He wants the whole Trump campaign is I'm strong and vigorous, and Biden's not. And I think what better way to show that if you believe that than to put them on stage next to each other. So do you think if this was DraftKings or FanDuel, what would the number like? What's the over under? It's 50-50 that Trump shows up, or do you think it's? I think he's 100% doing both debates.
And of course I can't say how this would impact it, but I do wonder, is there an impact is there an impact based upon what the outcome of the criminal case in New York is, right? Um I think that, you know, it's hard to say. I would agree with you 50-50, but would you agree, while we might not know until the game time decision, Trump will probably, even if he ultimately participates, don't you think he will try to give himself 3 to 5 off ramps to pull out if he so chooses, the drug test being one of them, right? He may, meaning I could see a couple of more demands that Biden will not agree to, that Trump will make. Then Trump won't say, if he doesn't meet these demands, I'm not coming. But if Trump ultimately decides not to participate, he'll cite those off ramps. So I believe the drug test is the first one. And I don't know what the others will be, but I believe that Trump will set up off ramps that will give him the ability to back out if for some reason he and his team feel they need to back out.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he's going to set up at least 3 to 5. You're right, but I'll give you two more caveats. I think Trump hates when people see him as weak, and ultimately, if he falls into a trap, um, it's better for him politically not to be seen as weak. So I think when Trump says I'll back out and I'll try to flip it on Biden, I still ultimately think that people will think he'll back out. And I think his ego will not want that. So that's why I ultimately think he'll stay. But here's one other angle that we haven't thought of. What if it's not backing out of all the debates, but one of the debates, right? So let's say he does the June one just to see how it goes. It doesn't look like he backs out. And maybe he blames the moderators, right? Maybe if they cut him off too much, if they cut his mic, et cetera, he goes the next day and says, I'm not doing the second debate. They're hindering my freedom of speech. They keep cutting me off. They won't let me. Once they see me hammer Biden, they step in. So maybe he does that where he gets one debate in, gets to take his shots at Biden, gets to look vigorous, gets to look tough, and then says, all right, well, we left that one hopefully unscathed and we don't have to do the second one. So there's also that as well. He might not do all the debates, but I certainly think he's going to do at least one.